Mr Speaker, I so move.
The Right Honourable Chris Hipkins.
Mr Speaker, this government was elected on a promise to make life easier for hard-working New Zealanders. But today, after months of spin, we now know that that promise has been comprehensively broken. Mr Speaker, I stood opposite Christopher Luxon during the leaders' debates in the last election campaign, where he unequivocally promised New Zealand families with kids that they would be $250 a fortnight better off under this government.
Not true.
A year and a half in, not one New Zealand family is $250 a fortnight better off under this government because of their promises. But it gets worse than that, because then they said that 21,000 New Zealand families were going to get help through their Family Boost policy with $150 every fortnight. That was $100 less than what they were told they were going to get during the election campaign, but it was still $150 a fortnight that would mean a lot to New Zealand families struggling with the rising cost of living. So how many of New Zealand's 5 million people are actually benefiting from that? 153. That's 153 down, 4,999,847 still to go. Mr Speaker, they promised Kiwis they were going to be better off, and yet New Zealanders know that things are getting worse, not better, under this government. 153 families, less than 1% of those who were promised they were going to be better off under this government, are getting what they were promised. And what we see instead is a government that distracts, that blames, that spins, that attacks, not a government that's focused on actually delivering the things they said they were going to deliver. Number one on their list was tackling the rising cost of living. And let's be clear about exactly what it was they said, and I'll have a few quotes. Nicola Willis said, the first priority should be to respond to the cost of living crisis. And yet the cost of living crisis is getting worse. Another comment from Nicola Willis, my simple message is this: cost of living relief is on the way. When's it arriving? New Zealanders are still waiting for the cost of living relief that they were promised. Christopher Luxon said, the first thing we've got to do is reduce the cost of living. Reduce. Note the word reduce in there. Not make it get harder, just a little bit slower than it was before. He promised that he was going to reduce the cost of living. And yet today in the House, he was celebrating the fact that the cost of living is still going up and saying New Zealanders should be grateful for that, when he promised them that the cost of living was going to reduce. Nicola Willis said National will take action to get food prices under control once more. And yet food prices continue to go up. It has never been more expensive to buy a block of butter in New Zealand. And you know, I start to wonder, I used to think they were really good at spin, but watching Nicola Willis at Question Time today, I wondered what had happened to their political radar. Of all the days to be boasting about high international dairy prices, I'm not sure the day after you met with Fonterra to berate them for the fact that the price of butter was too high was the day to be talking about how great it is that we're getting so much money from selling our butter internationally. What exactly is the government's position? Is it that international dairy prices are good for New Zealand? Or is it that butter prices are too high? Because they seem to think that they can argue both of those things at the same time. The government simply don't have a consistent position on that. But what have the government been doing in the meantime? It's been all about the theatre. It's been all about attacking other people. It's been all about apportioning blame. But I can tell you that's not what it's about for the mother who is skipping meals for the kids. It's not about that for the pensioners who are turning off their heaters because they cannot afford to pay the power bills. These are the people this government was elected saying they were going to serve. They said they were going to solve those problems for New Zealanders. We are now more than halfway through this parliamentary term, and New Zealanders can see the results of this government. It's getting worse, not better. New Zealanders, I think, are a generous people. They gave the government time, and now they're looking at this government and saying that they aren't getting what they thought they were voting for at the last election. They deserve better.